Okay, everybody, so this is going to be a very quick, rough recap of exactly how I got a nice 1 to 2 today. So, straight away, I traded, outside of what I'd usually trade, like outside the trading times of what I usually trade on, just because it's like an eval, so I wasn't like too serious or anything. But yeah, basically, this trade was taken around 11:30 a.m. New York time, and I wouldn't trade plus 11 on a funded account anyway. But let me show you exactly why I took this trade and what was my thinking process. So, as you can see here from a previous day, these are Asia highs, and also a relatively equal high here on a micro ES. So for me, that's like a strong point of liquidity to be grabbed. And basically, we accumulate here, we shoot out, we trace. Retrace here, which forms an SMT with NQ and MES. Because on NQ, on the 30-minute, you can see we stab into this 30-minute fair value gap, whilst on ES we don't. So we have the liquidity sweep inside inside a fair value gap, right? We can see low, higher low, higher low. So we also sweep these 15-minute lows here. And usually I would just enter off a inversion, which would be this 2-minute here. But the thing is, because it was late in the day, I needed to see some extra confirmation. So here you can see a 3-minute break of structure plus the inversion right here where the orange box is. So what I wanted to see first is a 3-minute break of structure to the upside. So that's literally all I was looking for, like some sort of confirmation to know that price is going to grab this very strong liquidity point here. So yeah, that's literally all that I was waiting for. Get some like a relatively triple top here, so I was quite convinced, and I believe this is the break here. Yep. My stop loss was underneath this 1-minute structure point, and I already took 1W before this one. It was just a 1-to-1, but I completely lost it, and I don't have the recording for it. And basically for an eval for 50%, for a 50%, what is it called? Consistency rule. You can only make half of the percent of what you need, right? So I made 500 in the other one, and I only need 1,000 for this trade, which is right here, which is underneath Asia high, which was really good for me. And yeah, I just let it ride. And once we kind of made some structure here, created a 1-minute fair value gap, I moved it to break even because obviously it was late in the day and I didn't want to fully risk this. So I was very conservative, and in my head I was like, if this 1-minute fair value gap doesn't hold, then it's going to be this one, and maybe I can get a better entry. But yeah, it got very close to my break even, as you can see, but the 1-minute fair value gap was respected, and we just carried on shooting up. And yeah, over here I got really edged. In my head I was like, yeah, that's a done deal, nice, take profit already taken. And then yeah, last minute you can see it starts with tracing, which did get me sweating a little bit, but all that it did was just react off this 3-minute fair value gap here, which I have marked out in the yellow box. And then yeah, it was just a 1-minute retracement, and we just shot up all the way to TP, as you can see. Took Asia high, and then just dumped down after that. So yeah, that was a nice 1 to 2, pretty textbook. Kind of concluding what it is, we have a higher time frame sweep. So you can see we have a low low, low high, lower low, and then we make a higher high, higher low, higher high, and then we sweep these hourly high, hourly lows, and you can see we're already following hourly structure, which is bullish. So all that we did here on the higher time frame is swept these lows here. Gonna make them red. Took liquidity, and then carried on higher. And then once I got that kind of shoot out of this consolidation a bit, I was looking for a nice retracement, and then obviously putting everything together, SMT retraced into a 30-minute fair value gap, another sweep of liquidity, which is the 15-minute, and yeah, we get SMT, high time frame, like everything, you know, we have the liquidity right here, relatively equal high, as you can see, with Asia high as well. Very strong points. And not only did we use a inversion, we also used a 3-minute break of structure to the upside on top of that. So yeah, I just had a lot of conviction in this trade, and that is exactly why I took it. So yeah, that is it, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions. Follow me on Instagram for, you know, all the reels, all the latest updates, because I don't always post everything I take on my YouTube. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.